Time for your daily dose of automotive news. Grab your coffee, tea, or whatever snack gets you going, and let's dive into what's driving the world today.
No mechanic wants you to watch this. Here's why. A $6 can keep thousands in your pocket if you use it right. It's WD-40 water displacement, 40th formula, built to fight corrosion, not to play miracle motor oil. And yes, it's flammable. Respect it, and it pays you back. Misuse it and small issues turn expensive. It's not complicated. Get the timing right, use a light touch, and pick the right variant. The next 8 quick hits separate real savings from the myths that destroy brakes, rubber, and paint. If you've tried any of these, drop your results in the comments. We want to learn from each other, and your tip could save someone on the other side of the screen. Let's get into the video. Number 1. Rust and corrosion defense that actually works. Your car lives in weather. Moisture creeps into hinges, latches, and unpainted fasteners. Salt doesn't take days off. That's where the original multi-use formula earns its reputation, pushing water out of tight spots and leaving a thin barrier that slows oxidation. A light mist on door hinges, hood latches, and exposed hardware, then a wipe. Not a bath. The goal is film, not drip. Do it after washes or before winter. You'll notice doors move smoother, latches stop complaining, and fasteners look less tired month after month. On chrome trim and exhaust tips, that same thin film makes grime release easier the next time you clean. It's prevention disguised as convenience, and prevention beats polishing marathons every time. That was defense. Now let's use the can for offense. Quick diagnostics that save detective fees. Number 2. The quick vacuum leak check that saves hours. Idling weird, random codes. Fuel trims doing the cha-cha. Small vacuum leaks love to hide. A controlled mist around suspect hoses and gasket lines can tip you off. If the idle flickers for a moment, you've found a clue. That's not magic. You briefly change the mixture at the leak point. 2 rules keep this smart, not sketchy. First, distance and restraint. This stuff is flammable, so you don't bathe a hot exhaust or open sparks. Second, know that pros often prefer safer enrichment tests like propane with a control valve because it's predictable and easy to localize. Your can is a pointer, not a blowtorch. Used thoughtfully, it can shorten a chase that would otherwise eat a weekend. Found the hiss? Good. Now fix moisture mischief before it turns into corroded connectors and weird electrical gremlins. Number 3. Moisture out, signals clean. The electronics play. WD isn't marketing fluff. It pushes water away. But there's a smarter twist for modern cars. Different formulas for different jobs. When you're around connectors, sensors, or the fuse box, reach for WD-40 Specialist Contact Cleaner. It flashes off fast, leaves no residue, and strips common contaminants from pins and sockets, so voltage does what it should. On battery posts, clean crust the old-fashioned way, baking soda solution and a brush, then finish with contact cleaner, so metal is clean and dry before you protect it. Your starter, alternator, and modules will thank you with fewer surprises. If you're tempted to drown everything in the regular can, breathe. That film is great for bare metal, not for places where you want squeaky clean conductivity. Use the right variant, and the job gets easier, not messier. Rubber matters too. Keep seals soft and wipers quiet, but choose the correct chemistry. Number 4. Keep rubber alive. Silicone is the move. Winter mornings, door stuck like a bank vault. Summer heat, seals squeaking like they're auditioning for a horror score. The fix isn't brute force. It's silicone. Spritz WD-40 Specialist. Silicone on weather stripping. Let it flash, then wipe to a whisper-thin coat. Doors open smoothly. Seals stay pliable. Wipers stop chattering because the rubber isn't dried and angry. And here's the key distinction. For rubber, the silicone variant is the smarter long-term play. Some sources warn that extended exposure to the regular multi-use solvent base can pull plasticizers and dry out certain rubbers over time. You're not trying to defeat rubber, you're trying to protect it. Silicone does that. Keep the coat thin, wipe the excess, and you'll stop fighting your own doors every cold snap. Paint is next. Sap, tar, and mystery dots don't need to become permanent. Number 5. Sap, tar, and sticky nightmares. Gone without drama. Tree sap looks harmless until the sun bakes it into your clear coat. The right play is patience. On a cool panel, miss the spot. Wait a minute and lift gently with a microfiber. Then wash the area and reapply protection. Used correctly, the formula is generally safe on automotive paint. The mistake is letting residue sit and cook or scrubbing like you're sanding. If you prefer alternatives, isopropyl alcohol and dedicated bug and tar removers also work well. The point is not brute force. It's softening, lifting, and then neutralizing the residue so the clear coat keeps its job. Now for stuck hardware. the place where one rounded fastener can turn a 20-minute job into a saga. Number 6. Seized bolts without the tantrum. When threads are orange and angry, you don't need hero strength. You need chemistry that creeps. That's what WD-40 Specialist Penetrant is for. Clean the top of the fastener, spritz so it wicks into the seam. Give it a moment, then work the fastener gently forward and back. You're breaking corrosion from the inside, not trying to twist rust into powder. If the part allows, a little heat after the penetrant flashes can help, but half the battle is simply letting capillary action work before you reach for longer breaker bars. Yes, some veterans swear by homebrew mixes. The point stands. A real penetrant saves studs, threads, and tempers. Your knuckles will notice the difference. Great! Now the rules that save lives and bank accounts. This is the line you don't cross. Number 7. The hard no-go list. First, break friction surfaces. Rotors, pads, drums. Anything that stops your car by friction. Do not lubricate what must grip. If you need to decontaminate or kill squeal properly, use WD-40 Specialist Brake and Parts Cleaner. It's purpose-built to flash off clean and leave nothing behind. If you've ever seen pads glazed with the wrong spray, you understand why this is non-negotiable. Second, inside the engine or fuel. The multi-use can is a solvent blend in a flammable aerosol, not a high-temp, high-pressure lubricant. It won't carry load, won't manage heat, and it can ignite in the wrong conditions. If you want to restore lubricity, you change oil with the correct spec, not with a shortcut from the shelf. The SDS isn't fine print. It's the reason you keep this away from ignition sources and hot surfaces. Third, the viral scratch fix. The oily sheen can visually fill a light mark for a moment. Then dust sticks, the panel dulls, and you've created a bigger cleanup. Do real correction with compounds designed for clear coat and only after you've cleaned the surface. Your paint isn't a social media filter. It's a stack of engineered layers that respond to chemistry, pressure, and heat. Treat it accordingly. With the danger zones clear, let's bank a few quick cosmetic wins the right way. Number 8. Quick wins that make your car feel new. License plates live in filth. Remove the plate, wash with soap, then a light pass to lift grime and edge rust. Rinse and reinstall with stainless fasteners so they don't fuse to the bumper. Hinges and strikers get the classic moisture-displacing touch so doors stop popping and creaking. Chrome trim and exhaust tips get their shine back in minutes, and they'll release grime easier next wash. About tires. The safest advice is simple. Use proper rubber dressings and keep any slippery product off the tread blocks. Looks are meaningless if traction suffers. If you're tempted to just make it shiny, draw a hard line at the tread. Grip is sacred. So what should you remember when you grab the blue and yellow can? Rapid recap. Like Comes Q is the right variant for the job. Contact cleaner for electronics. Silicone for rubber. Penetrant for seized fasteners. Brake cleaner for brakes. The original is your moisture-displacing rust fighter for bare metal and hardware. Think thin film, then wipe. You want protection, not puddles. Respect the flammability. Keep it away from hot exhaust, open sparks, and active ignition. When more packed contamination like sap or tar, soften, lift, then wash and re-protect. Don't chase myths. Brakes need friction. Engines need oil. Scratches need correction, not shortcuts. Learn something today, tap like. It helps the channel a lot. Subscribe so we can keep growing this community together. Take care and drive safe.